was built to last. With the webs I'm weaving, I could change the past. With all I'm achieving, got my foot on the gas. Never stop competing. If you break my glass, then this life's gonna end.
I wanna be the best in the game, invest in my name. Check no restraints, I'm obsessed with the pain. I ingest, I retain, assess and I change. Possessed by the thought I'll be free one day.
Good morning, everybody, and happy Thursday. I'm Cutsy, and if you would please hit that like and subscribe buttons on your way in if you haven't already. And first of all, I am sorry I have not been around. I've been saying I was going to upload something for the past couple days, and it just has not worked out. And then last night, when I was all ready to do it, we started having some thunderstorms roll through. And my internet was on and off all night. My power was flickering, so I said, forget it. I'm just going to sit down, watch some YouTube, go to bed, try and get some sleep tonight. And so that's what I did, and wake up, start fresh this morning. So I've got a few things I want to discuss today. I don't know if I'm going to do them all in one vid or if I'm going to break it up. But first things first, I woke up this morning to find out that I was dropping my kiddo off at school and see breaking news, and it was an active pew-pew over at a hospital in Detroit. And so I did a little screen record of the news broadcast, and let's listen to that real quick. This happened at the Troy Beaumont hospital location over by, I believe it's DeQuinder and M59, in case anyone's wondering or familiar with the area. So here we go. Here comes our news report for the morning.
Well, Ryan, I can tell you it does appear that there are fewer police vehicles out front of the hospital. A few of them have left out here, so it does seem smaller than was out here when I first got to see them. The other big thing that we noticed just a couple of minutes ago was there was actually a school bus out here. It does appear that school bus is taking some of the hospital employees off of the campus here. So we just saw that a couple of minutes ago. Obviously, very hectic situation out here throughout the morning. Began right around 7 o'clock this morning, just after 7 o'clock this morning, where we now know that there was a shooting in the parking deck here at the Corwell Health Beaumont Hospital in Troy. We know that it was a result of an altercation between two employees, an isolated incident. We know that the victim in the situation, 25-year-old man from Troy, he does remain in the hospital in stable condition after being shot twice in the arm. And from what we understand, police are still trying to track down the suspect. Now, earlier they did tell us that they believe that they would be lifting the lockdown at the hospital shortly because they do not believe that the suspect is on property anymore, that he's on the premises. They do believe that suspect has left. One of the reasons they believe that, they didn't go into a lot of detail, but one of the reasons they say that is because they have been carefully sweeping the hospital, clearing all of the floors, making sure that the suspect is nowhere to be found. So, again, that is one of the reasons why they are expected to lift the lockdown here shortly. One of the reasons why some of the schools in the area, they're also expected to be lifting their lockdowns as well. Just a very frightening day for a lot of people, something that nobody really expected. We talked to employees earlier this morning who said that they arrived to work. It was supposed to be a normal day, and immediately they could tell that something was off. They saw a number of emergency vehicles out here. They were being told to get away because of the active shooter situation. And we know shortly after that, Corwell Health Beaumont, they did release an email letting the employees here know that yes, there was an active shooter situation, that they should run, hide, and fight. They should avoid the area if they are not here. So that is the latest here from the scene here in Troy. Obviously, we are trying to stay in close contact with investigators to see if there are any new developments concerning getting the suspect in custody. In the second that we hear anything, we'll be sure to pass it along to you. Back to you, Mr.
So yeah, my prayers go out to anybody that was involved in that, to the person that was harmed this morning. Get well soon, and it's just a crazy world, and I'm Gen X. We used to just get in fist fights in the local park. There was no whipping a weapon out just because you were mad at somebody and didn't agree with them, but the world is definitely changing. So aside from that, I also have an update about our little buddy, Kelli Bryant. She was caught the other day contacting the caregiver that her children are with. Now, if you remember that this is the mother out of Pontiac, same county, Oakland County, that this pew-pew happened this morning, that is accused of allegedly leaving her children, abandoning them, not just leaving them, abandoning them in a condo for almost 4 years. They were 7, 8, and 10 when she left them. They were, I believe, 12, 13, and 15 when they were found to have been left alone. Well, part of the conditions of her pretrial was that she was not to contact her children or any of the caregivers of her children. Well, that was apparently too difficult for her, because she started calling. Now, I spoke about this in my last video, and my question to you all was, what do you think? Do you think that she called to check on her children? Or do you think she was probably just calling about her bond? Because she wanted to know when she can get out and get back to living her life. Because she still hasn't admitted that she did this. Well, it came out in the court proceedings that she did not ask about her children at all. She was calling to find out about her bond. Surprise, surprise. And that she also not only called her father, who is the caregiver of her children, at least 10 times. She had other inmates in the jail calling him too, to try and get her bond figured out. Because, you know, that's the most important thing. So, I watched both hearings. And both judges were absolutely clear when they said you are to have absolutely no contact with the children, with the person, with their caregiver. Those were some of the stipulations. And they warned her both hearings that if she did not follow this, that she would be risking the chance of losing her communication privileges in jail. Well, they showed up in court, Zoom meeting, her attorneys begging for her forgiveness, you know, all that lovely stuff. A lot of, I didn't mean it, I didn't understand, which I don't really understand how you didn't understand. You had to have absolutely no contact with these people, but, you know. Anyway, the judge believed the same thing that I believed, that this was absolutely on purpose. This wasn't an accident. She didn't misunderstand. So she has lost 1 week of her communication privileges, which means no computer, no tablet. And so hopefully this has taught her her lesson to leave those kids alone, leave your father alone, and, you know, that's it. That's all. There's no question now. So that's the only update I have on that. Hopefully soon we can get some more information and maybe find out why she did this. I can't figure out anything that would be a good excuse, but I do want to know why. After I'm done with this video, I will update the playlist of her to include that hearing, just so you all can hear the exact verbiage that the judge was given. I really and truly don't understand how either of the judges could have been any more clearer. And I still don't understand how no one asked, where are these children? Where are they? Yeah, I just don't get it. But I guess we don't always get to pick who our parents are, right? Unfortunately. So, prayers for these kids, and yeah, I'll update that playlist. Now, the next thing on my list to discuss is, Bullhorn Betty. We were all for sure that yesterday was the day, but she once again got another continuance. She's going to be back in court, I believe it's April 4th, to answer for her appeals hearing, and we'll find out more about what's going on after that. From what I have heard, if the appeals are granted, then the criminal charges will be dropped because there will no longer be protection order. But what I've also heard is that's very, very unlikely because it's really hard to get these protection orders put in place. You really have to have a good amount of evidence to prove that you're being harassed or that you're in danger. And I think what some people are not understanding is it's not necessarily that people are afraid that Betty is going to cause harm to them, but that the things that she's saying and the upheaval that she's causing could possibly make someone else, incite someone else to cause these people harm. And as wild as she acts, you know, this is the internet, and there are people out there that can be 10 times wilder than her, and that do think that violence is the answer, that do think that they have the right to harm somebody, that are that mentally unwell, that they would do so. It happens all the time. All the time. And so I really, really hope, I don't know what happened to Sebastian. None of us do. We can think, we can make up stories in our head, we can think what possibly could have happened, but none of us know. And the only things that we've really been fed, for the most part, are rumors and personal details about people to make them look bad, to assassinate their character. And it has nothing to do with this missing child. Nothing. It's not going to find him. It's just going to muddy the waters. I'm new to all this, but one thing I have noticed is that people are forgetting that their words have weight and that you do have freedom of speech to a point. And that if what you say can harm someone else or incite someone else to harm them, then you absolutely don't have the right to say that. And one thing that I always learned about freedom of speech is you do have the right to say whatever you want. No one can literally stop you from speaking. But that there are consequences with what you say. And the consequences can be good or they can be bad. They can create really good conversations and they can fix things. Or they can do nothing but spew hate and anger and mistruths about someone because you just personally don't like them or you feel slighted by them or whatever happened. Because I really think that's what happened in this. And I think that if she really, really cared about finding this kid, I think if she cared about her buddy, the biological father, I think that she would stop. I can't imagine a world in which the father of my child would let someone speak about me the way that she has spoken about this mother of this missing boy. And we don't know what happened. But all this drama and all this baloney and all this back talk, all it's doing is muddying the waters and covering up anything that we ever could find, because that's what everyone's focusing on. They're focusing on the drama, and they're focusing on the hate and the anger and the venom. And it's just uncalled for. You call yourself an advocate? That's not how advocates act. That's not how advocates act. Advocates don't scream. Advocates don't wish harm on people. Advocates don't spew hate. A true advocate is a voice for the voiceless. A true advocate has the knowledge to educate people on facts. And they're calm and they're respectful, because that's how you get people to listen to you. You show others the respect that you want given to you. And that you want given to the person that you're advocating for. And that's what an advocate is. But I don't think she understands that. And I really, really hope that this Judge Blanton sees through all of this and really serves justice. Justice so that maybe this noise, this horrible screeching noise that keeps coming out of there stops. And we can finally let the people that know what they're doing try to find out what in the world happened to Sebastian Rogers. Because until he is found, that is the only thing that matters. What happened to this young man? All of the rest of the stuff, the who, the why, that can be figured out after he is found. and brought home to his family. That's it. That's all. None of this is going to find him. And if someone gets hurt because Betty lacks absolutely any self-control, then people saying mean things about her is going to be the absolute least of her worries. And I'm with Katie Proudfoot on this when she says, just stop. Just stop. It's that simple. Just stop. Now, last but not least, we're trying to find a way to make a little bit of, not fun, but just a little bit of lightheartedness on some of this, because a lot of us that actually do care, this really has affected us, and I don't think we've realized it. And so one of the things that I have talked about doing is making some nails that kind of bring light to some of the channels that I like and that I watch, that I have fun watching, and one particular one that I don't watch myself. I watch it while these other channels review it because I refuse to give a view or help this person make money, help some of these people make any money at all for acting like absolute vile heathens towards other human beings. But that's only one set. The rest is all fun and jest, and I hope it's seen that way. So I'm starting a series of nails that represent certain channels and creators. And I've got a sketch that I put down. I've done my sketches. I've got a lot of my materials already, and I'm going to be starting those this week. I don't know when I'm going to get done with them because I'm going to have to kind of keep doing them here and there, in between everything, all the other domestic goddess, superhero mom stuff that I have to do. But I did include a little sketch, and I thought just kind of take a peek and see who you think I'm thinking about. And please, if any of you see these, I do not want anybody to get offended. This really is just trying to get, like I said, a little bit of lightheartedness in this horrible situation that we've all found ourselves drawn to, and just kind of get a giggle. And nails is one of the things that I love to do, and kind of in a way to honor some of the channels that I just really love watching and enjoy and get a big kick out of. So without further ado, here are my concept drawings for my creator sets. You all have a great day. It says good night because I did the video part last night and then lost internet. But everybody have a great Thursday. I will be back sometime because I do have some information. I was asked by a subscriber to discuss the 911 calls from the Idaho 4 and some of the questions that people have of why people acted the way they did, why things took so long to happen. And I've done some research, some mental health research actually, and I found some really interesting details about trauma and about our behavior in traumatic situations in the human brain, and just what can physically and mentally happen to somebody. And so I'm just going to do a quickie later on going over that because I thought it was really interesting, and it might help some people who just really don't understand see a little bit more light into this whole situation. So have a great day, and I will talk to you all later. Cutsy out.
You wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up.